It's another day and another broadcast, the first of the year 2021. Welcome to the show, people. My name is Victor Komonibo, and I've been your host since forever. Don't worry, we'll get the co-host really soon. But before we get into this episode, please subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share, do whatever it is in your power to help this channel grow. Not just the channel itself, the brand, flat out brand. This is a platform where athletes can just come in and chill, talk about their stories and issues revolving around the sports. Okay, let's get right into it. Today's episode, we've got someone that I used to play basketball with. Uh, I met her a couple of years ago, and before I knew it, she just disappeared. We didn't know where she traveled to or where she was, only to find out that she traveled to the United States of America, and currently she's playing for one of the top colleges in America. Not just playing, she's even starting. I beg, let me lift up for Matthias. No further ado, Onome Akinbode James, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of this. We really appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. First off, how's it been for the pandemic and all? How have you been able to cope with everything that's happened in the US so far?
Yeah, Corona's been a mess. I mean, my school's pretty good about we have to get tested every day. So that's been fun. So Duke as a school has been very good about handling it a little bit because they just kind of like have all those rules in place. You have to like wear a mask everywhere. You have to like get tested daily, all that good stuff. So it hasn't been too bad, I guess.
Yeah. And I remember this clearly. You set up a COVID Nigeria fund in the early
Mm-hmm.
days of the pandemic with your teammate, AZ Jennifer. Would you talk to me about the process of getting that to work? Because I know it was plenty work. I know for sure.
Yep. I don't think any of us I don't think any of us knew what it would be like going into it. We just like had an idea and kind of ran with it, which was probably not the smartest thing, but it worked out. But setting that up, it was a whole process because we had some NCAA stuff we had to go through. Then we had to go through like the semantics of things. So there was like all the publicity stuff, so making sure people were aware, people were donating. Then there was all the logistics stuff, which is like keeping track of all our accounts, keeping track of everyone we've been able to reach out to. And then there was the actual like sending money out, making sure we had like the correct platform, how to keep track of that as well. So there were a lot of like more minute things that weren't really involved in the process of sending money out. But those things actually took up more time than we would have thought. And then there was also the time difference because people would be texting us at like 2 a.m. in the morning and we're like, oh no. And then my WhatsApp at that time was like 200 plus messages. So I was like, okay, I'm going to turn my phone off for a bit. But yeah, we set that up because obviously there was a lockdown and the government wasn't great about setting up any sum of resources. So. But yeah, it worked out. The fund is actually still open, but we've just taken things a little bit slower just because the lockdown's kind of done-ish.
I feel you. I feel you. We're in the new phase of the world. Everyone has to use the max and all. And I know your season has been cancelled, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
You guys started off really strong, 3-1. You only lost to Louisville. And in your opening game, you had like a big game, 15 points, 16 rebounds, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
How has it been so far since you guys have ended the season? And do you still practice? Do you still do stuff with school and all that?
Yeah. So once our season ended, I think we made the decision on the 24th of December. It might have become public on the 25th. We kind of got a break. Typically we're here all of the winter, so pretty much from October till May, we're in school. Like we don't really leave. We probably leave for like 2 days, but that's it. So we got an extended break, so it's like 2 weeks. And then school started back like 2 days ago, Wednesday, 3 days ago. And then once school started back, basketball also started back. So we are practicing, just getting better. But yeah, nothing much besides that.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right. You moved from Nigeria, I think, was it in 2015, if I'm not mistaken? 2015, 2016, around that time.
2016.
2016. And that was immediately after the tournament you played for Nigeria. under
Yeah.
16 tournaments. Okay. First, talk to me about the tournament because I really did not keep tabs with that one. How was the experience going and representing your country?
Um, I mean, I think that was finally where I was like, oh, basketball is like a big thing. So we had gone to Madagascar for the U16
Yeah.
tournament, and there's about 12 of us. And to be honest, it's pretty funny. I don't know if I should say this, but the NBBF had been like, oh yeah, you guys just go like do well, like just go represent us. Like I don't think they're expecting much out of it. It was more like let's just go show face kind of thing, like at least that kind of stuff. So we're like, okay. So then we went, and then we had a little bit of a hiccup because we had 3 people get disqualified. And it was 9 of us, and we're just like, okay, let's go play. And then all of a sudden he was like, oh, hey, we're kind of good. And then we made it to the final and actually qualified to go to the tournament the next year. And I think everyone was kind of shocked because no one was expecting that. We were supposed to go just for participation type thing. But it was a really cool experience. And like the 12 of us, I think, or here in the US, we have like a little group meet. So every now and then we'll like chat, which is really cool.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
On my last episode, I had a female basketball player who also plays in Nigeria. We talked about moving from one state to the other, going for league games and all that, playing in different states at every time. You left Nigeria to a different continent. You had to adapt to so many things. What was that transition like for you, being a young lady that just left Nigeria?
Yeah. So what was the biggest thing? The biggest thing is probably like cultural differences, like stuff that is considered like norms in Nigeria, different from stuff that's considered norms out here. Probably references. Like I wanted to make a joke, but I'm like, oh, this person doesn't get it. That still happens now. I get so mad because I'm like, it's so funny, but you can't understand it. But I'm Jennifer now, so I just relate her with my Nigerian jokes. But yeah, it's probably the biggest is probably just a little bit of cultural difference. Basketball is so different. Actually, I lied. That was a big difference as well, because when I came here, I was just used to playing just chill basketball or whatever. And like we had to run so much more when I got here. Like it was so much running. And now like normally I would be like, oh, I'm gonna go for a run. Nowadays, like I barely ever think I want to go for a run. So, like, nope. I like scarred because I think the game was very, very like completely different in terms of like just being so much faster. There's so many more athletic people. People are so good at basketball. And there are resources available, like say being able to shoot on a gun and get like 1,000 shots a day versus like having someone just rebound for you. So yeah, those things, basketball was definitely tough, and then a little bit of cultural difference in terms of like just norms.
I can imagine you getting your own rebound yourself and all that.
yeah. Oh, it's so much different. Yeah. It's so, I have to say, if anything, that's like one of the nicest things. And it makes sense, right? It makes sense that people here are shooting like huge percentages of games and high scoring games because you get so many reps in and you don't have typically.
Yeah, that's something we still lack in Nigeria. Not having the facilities or the equipment to actually step up in the game is really terrible. And it's still going to affect us for a long, long time.
I mean, if we get a lot more people like going into engineering for sports, like I know Mr. Weber, I forget his name. He's doing a lot of stuff there, and I don't know how much he's taking it off the ground, but Tunde Ogunbamila is kind of also talking about kind of getting into some engineering for sports. And I think like that's something I would potentially want to do in the future. I have an engineering major, to maybe look into like. I think the biggest thing is going to be being able to find cost-effective equipment, because the big thing is cost, right? They're so expensive. So if you can find a way to like build cost-effective equipment, they can still do the job.
In recent times, I'm going to touch on a little societal issues that we've had. In recent times, we've seen a lot of athletes they just step up and talk about different issues in the society. We saw the NBA and the WNBA touch on a lot of the police brutality and all that has happened in America. And when you were in your senior year, you did a little TED Talk where you talked about Africa, not Nigeria, Africa, and the broken perception we have. Now, tell me about the process of you thinking something like that through and actually putting out the message to a lot of people who do not know this stuff.
Yeah, so I was very nervous to put that out because I was obviously in a situation where I was benefiting off of quote unquote the idea of the broken perceptions, right? So I was going to a school where I was getting full financial aid, like $60,000 a year. That was a lot of money. So I was kind of benefiting off of this broken perception, but at the same time, I felt like I'd had too many. And if you listen to the start of the TED Talk, he talks about my personal experiences with like different people and what they would like say to me. And I'd be like, no, I had a pretty decent, like, I didn't have a life where I could pay $60K a year on my own, but I had a pretty decent life. Like my life was not absolute garbage. So kind of putting that into perspective, I was going to a really wealthy school. People were paying $60K a year out of pocket. I can't afford that. But at the same time, I wanted people to understand that while there's this like trash, like people are living in rural areas, there's villages, there's like people that survive for subsistence famine. But at the same time, there's also cities, like not just every single person you see is like living this like distraught life. There's people that have 9-to-5 jobs, there's people that like just do regular things that people here do. Like people always ask me, like, how's Nigeria? Like, I don't know. It's like normal. It's like the same way things are here. There's like desolate people, and there's like normal, like middle class people. There's the same hierarchy of social, of basically, social wealth. So I don't know. It was interesting, but I mean, it got put out. It's cool.
How many people reached out to you after that TED Talk?
You know what's funny? I still don't think it has hit the crowd it needs to hit, but because I still sometimes get some of those, what I call, I don't want to say ignorant questions, but uninformed questions. But the funny thing is that Nigerians were the ones that reached out to me a lot. And I think everyone wanted to share their stories with me because many people had experienced that. Yeah. Like someone who told me after I put that out that someone, when she was in high school, when she first got here, her classmate or someone was like, oh, you're from Nigeria? I sent money to feed you there one time. Like, what? Were you kidding me? Like,
oh, ballet. That's
why it was what's her name? Aminat. What's her last name?
Aminu.
No, Aminat. She used to play for Hope for Girls.
Yeah, Hope for Girls.
One of the older Hope for Girls. Yeah. I was like, what? That's crazy. Seriously, that would be my reaction. Like, oh, really, reality. But yeah, like things like that. Many people are like, oh my God, I'm so glad you're saying this because like I feel this way. So I mean, it was nice that people that were Nigerian were able to relate to that. But it still needs to hit. It still needs to hit a lot.
Yeah, it really does, man. It really does. Moving forward. Fast forward a couple of years later, the little girl from Nigeria is recruited by 2 top colleges. I think you cut them down to Duke and Harvard. That was your last 2, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. See, I did a lot of research, you see. You did not I ended up going with Duke. What was that feeling like? Was it like a dream that, okay, I'm here now and I have a choice to make, Duke or Harvard? What was it like?
That was a tough choice, I'd say, because the Nigerian in me was like, you have to go to Harvard. And then when I spoke to my mom and like all my mom's friends, and they found out like my tough choices, they were like, you have to go to Harvard, blah 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 blah. You know, the Nigerian parent. But I ended up choosing to go to Duke, and I don't regret it at all. It gives me so many opportunities. Like I get to play basketball at the ACC, which is like a massive conference, and then obviously Duke's like a really really good school. I didn't know about Duke before I came here, but like it's a really like my professors are people that are like respected all over the world in the field, and you have like direct access to these people too. So it's really good support. It's a really good school. So yeah, the choice was tough, but like after I got here, I was like, definitely like it here. It's also warmer than Massachusetts, which is I'm still trying to run away from the winter, so I don't know. Nigeria might still be in my future, but for now we're grinding out the weather.
Oh my God. You're killing me, I swear. You are killing me, right?
But yeah.
You know that Adeze was also going to be a Duke Devil at the time you made your decision. Did that anyway influence you to make that decision to go to Duke?
No, actually, she committed after me about maybe a year or 6 months later. So I was the first one. She copied me. That's what we're going to.
What exactly is it like being a Duke Devil? Like the routines you guys go through. How is it playing under one of the brightest lights in college basketball?
I think I may not have appreciated it as much when I first got here again because I just wasn't as aware of like Duke or like Duke basketball. I mean, I knew like Duke men's are like really really good, but I just never like Cameron is considered one of the most historic places to play, Cameron Indoor Stadium. But like people come in every year just to take pictures there, and like every day I'm walking to practice, like someone taking a picture in front of Cameron. I'm like, what? This is crazy. So like I don't think I had good appreciation for it at first. Now I definitely like the Cameron fans and like the crazes. It's playing under that bright light it can be intimidating, but it's such a great feeling because you have so many fans out there to support you. You have so many people that are like cheering for the program even though they're not there. It's like such a big deal. Like a daily routine is just like, I don't know, practice, school, the usual stuff, the usual student athlete life. It can be a grind, but I mean it's worth it for me at least.
Definitely. Not like we are in Nigeria now where we don't even know who our fans are. We are basically our own fans. Even on the professional level, that's how crazy it is. And as much as we try to grow the game in Nigeria, some people are just sitting down and chopping our money.
What else is this? Sorry, I walk. It's a small walk, sorry.
You're studying engineering. And like you said, I think you should be in contact with Mr. Weber a little more. Just to help us in that small. You can see me. But anyway, what are the challenges you face so far actually combining basketball and your studies?
So I mean, I guess I kind of knew coming in, and like that was something I also considered when I was picking colleges. I wanted the place to have like a good engineering program because I know I wanted to do that, and Duke has a really good program. But I mean, I knew it was going to be challenging, but there have been some dark days. But we made it. We're still here. But it can be challenging because again, it's such a rigorous institution. The kind of students that are here are like top of their schools, and they come here, and you're competing with them while also having this like 4 hour plus commitment a day. As well. So, but it's going pretty well. Like, and I actually ended up adding on a computer science major, so I'm actually a double major, which but it's good. I have 3 semesters left, so I made it through the worst part, hopefully.
Yeah, you grind it out. You grind it out, definitely.
Right.
I remember the first time I watched you play. I think it was at Unilad. Yes, I watched you play, and in my head I was like, this auntie is tough as shit. Like, what the hell are you eating? Then I remember this like yesterday. There was a particular game we were playing, and Jide eat you like it bumped you so hard you fell on the floor, and everybody was like, is she still alive? Only for you to bounce on the floor. Like you bounced up, dusted it off, and you were gone. I'm like, okay, this is a problem. Now, how much has that kind of toughness impacted your game in the United States?
Oh, it definitely has. Like, I think like my teammates sometimes think I feel no pain because I don't like react as much, but not because I'm not hurting, just because like I've gotten so used to putting off a tough face. And I think some of that's like it was influenced by, again, playing a lot in Nigeria, being able to play against boys. They're obviously stronger, bigger. And also like it's just an ego thing for me. I think when I started playing basketball, when I first got there, everyone's always like, oh, give her that foul goal. Nigel should be. Give her the call. I'm like, bro, no, like give me the foul call because it's a foul. And I used to get so mad. So like when I would get hit or like when I'm playing with the boys, I would like try to be like, oh, okay, I'm a girl, but like I'm here to fight with you, like whatever we need to do. But so obviously getting that experience and also just trying to put up my ego a lot of the time, like, okay, even if it's a big person, like, all right, I got hit, okay, well, it will heal and I got up. So, that's definitely helped me a lot here now, because when I do get hit, I don't know, people are always like, are you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I've definitely seen worse days. I have like so many scars. I still have the scar from when I fell from Collides shoving me. I never forgot. There's a giant scar on my shoulder from
I
that.
remember.
So.
I remember that day clearly. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
We're still here. Still here. So it has helped. So all those times when I'm in like a lot of pain, I'm like, I've seen worse days. I've been hit a lot harder. So, you know.
Has it been really tough for you to like create a niche for yourself, being that you're playing for one of the top universities in the United States?
What do you mean create a niche?
Like, when most players get into a new system, it's really difficult for them to find a role which they are very comfortable at. So how has that process been for you so far?
So when I first got to the US period, I had a lot of like good support. So like my AAU team was really good. I got to learn basketball, like some really good tips. Like it's just the game was very different, but I still got to learn from like some people who have had experience teaching the game for so long. So that helped, whether that was my high school coach or that was my AAU coach. Obviously that set me up for success because I did get opportunities to go to a lot of really good schools. And now that I'm at Duke, we have had a coaching change, but for the most part, I think one thing that has helped me kind of to stay in my role, find a place for myself is there's always room for toughness or like effort, even if you don't have anything else. Like I probably never, a lot of the time I don't think I'm rarely ever the most skilled player on the court, but somehow I've been able to find a way to like be a starter throughout my high school, be a starter so far throughout college, even through two different coaches. And I think all of that is it's based on like effort. And people always ask me like, what do you bring to the team? I'm like, I can't promise that I'm going to score 50 points again. I can't promise that I'm going to do, but I can promise that I'm going to work super hard. I'm going to try my best, like got as many rebounds as possible. And so far so good. It's worked and it's kind of like propelled me so far. I'm still here.
A lot of people need to pick up on that, especially over here. I keep pounding on Nigerian basketball because obviously we're still here and we need to grow the game. A lot of kids really feel like dropping 50 is what it is. They watch too much Dame Dollar, they watch too much Steph shooting from the logo and all that. But the effort really, really, really matters in the game of basketball.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's nice to be able to score 50. Obviously, like basketball is growing towards a more like star-powered game, and you want the person scoring 25. But there's always going to be room for that effort person. Like, not everyone's going to be the 25-point scorer or like the 50-point scorer. And if you still want to continue to play basketball, you need to find where you're like really good at. Look at Pat Bev. Bro, who thought Pat Bev would still be in the league till now? But that man is making his money. He's never gonna score 25 again. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that, but I mean, you just carve something for yourself and just be great at it, and it should be able to get you places.
Who has been the toughest player you've had to guard so far?
Ooh, that means I have to compliment someone else, which I don't feel comfortable doing. So let me see. Toughest guard. I don't know if I've ever thought of anybody like, oh shoot, that girl. I typically just go and be like, hey, I have to shut her down. And some days it works, some days not so much. But I don't know if I've ever worried about like.
You've definitely had your off days where they drop like 25 on you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, okay, but to be fair, for the last 2 years we've played in the zone offense. We just started playing the man offense this year, which is like 3 games in. And people I guarded, I don't think they did a lot, but they're also probably not the star player. But that's another story. But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know if I can actually think of any off the top of my head that I would want to give that compliment.
All right.
It's when I'm no longer competing against them, maybe.
Oh my God! I imagine. I never knew that.
maybe after college and I'm like, okay, now I can compliment you. But no, I'm still gonna play those people next year. So nope.
Nothing yet.
No.
So far, so good. What has been your most memorable moment as a Duke Devil?
Oh. That's a good question.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see. Memorable moment. Probably the time we beat NC State. That was a ranked team when we were unranked. That's definitely one of the highlights of my time here, because I feel like everyone was kind of bought in. We had a team that everyone was trying to be the best they can be, and we were the underdogs for the most part. So the underdog card games are always the best ones because you get to like really show yourself and prove your worth. It's probably one of the top ones.
That's dope. That's dope. I'm going to put this out. You guys lost the last game against Louisville, and you played against one of your Niger girls, Elizabeth Balogun, who was also someone who left Nigeria, got to school in America, and now she's a part of the national team. Now, going by that, how much will it mean for you to make the national team, being one of the ladies that actually left from Nigeria?
I mean, obviously being able to play on the national team is always a huge privilege. But I mean, amongst all the other nuances that we would just keep our dirty laundry away from the public. But like in general, I consider it such a privilege, and I mean, it would be great to be able to do that, to be able to compete at the Olympic level, because I think obviously like Nigeria women's team is like growing a lot, and we actually didn't we just have our highest ranking ever like a couple years last year?
Yes.
So like that's pretty cool. And no, but I mean, as much as I would rather have that be kids from Nigeria, homegrown kids, I mean, a little bit of a mix is not always the worst thing in the world. And it's also bringing like international basketball, so that can help grow local basketball as well. So it would be a great privilege, basically.
You know, they've done this. They spoke about this a lot of times, like mixing up home-based players and guys that played abroad for a while or played abroad, and it never worked out. I don't know. Like I spoke to Kelechi Anuna some episodes ago, and he told me about the process of him playing for the national team in 2016. He wasn't supposed to be a part of the team. He said he wasn't feeling too well, and he had an injury at that time. So what they did was they actually put in his name, being the fact that he has always come to Nigeria often. So they listed him as one of the home-based players. And to me, I'm like, how will the game grow if you really do stuff like that? You really want people to come at that level? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. So anyway, he's 19 now. We are used to it.
I mean, I don't know. It's. I think the biggest thing is just trying to grow our basketball. Realize that like we play a lot of fundamental basketball, but like the world's moving more and more towards like more athletic basketball, like smaller, quicker, faster. Everyone's like super quick. So like as much as we want to stay with that, we need to kind of keep with the times a little bit. I think that would help. But it's also harder because facilities and all the other stuff.
So far, so good. Who has been the biggest influence for you in America so far?
In the U.S.?
Yes, in the U.S. Someone like a mentor.
Oh, that's very interesting. Does he have to be alive? No, to be honest, I don't know. I don't know if this counts, but like, I've had a lot of really good people. I don't know if I could pick one person. If it's like people that I've been in contact with. Like there's so many people that have like helped me in different ways. Like whether that's like my high school coach who basically set me up with like get into the U.S. and kind of was very helpful in my journey and still keeps in touch. Or whether that was like my AAU coaches or like my current college coach, my old college coach who still keeps in touch again. Or the random late one, maybe she's not random. Like the woman from my high school who still watches every single game after I left. Like, it's just so many people. It's hard for me to be like just one person. Because everyone's kind of my whole family. Like there's so many people that have just been like a part of this journey. And I don't know if I can separate one. But I will say if we want to go with a dead person, potentially Muhammad Ali has become like a huge mentor for me in terms of like his life story and his journeys and the kind of things that he stood for as he was an athlete, but he also stood for a lot of principles in his life, which is really cool.
That's cool. We're almost at the end of the interview, but first, you'll probably be part of the WNBA draft pretty soon. We hope to see you in the WNBA. I know you want to finish school first. We know that you like. We don't like Bukobai. But what will it mean to you to actually be drafted to the WNBA and actually play professional basketball for a long time?
I don't know. I haven't really thought too much about it. I've kind of just stayed in the present because now I was like, okay, if there's one thing I've taken away from just being in college and having like a rigorous schedule, to take every day at a time. So it's like today, this is what I have to do, boom, 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 get it done. Then tomorrow, and then tomorrow. Half the time I don't even remember the previous day. But it's like go, go, go. So I haven't talked too deeply about it. It would obviously be like an awesome experience if that were to happen. Let's play professionally. But I don't know, we'll see.
What's your favorite team right now?
In WNBA?
Yeah.
Ooh, there's been a lot of moves. And the bubble. Let's see. I'll go with a classic, LA. They've got some Nigerians on there that I like to watch. Yeah. LA Sparks. Classic.
They are tough. I don't know why they fell short in the bubble, but still, they have a lot of work.
Yeah, they did not have I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that team this year, but because Candace Parker's having a good year, and then Nika always the consistent lady. But
anyway, it's all good. We'll wrap up with some rapid fire questions. Nothing too tough. Because I said rapid fire, don't mind.
Wow.
All right. Who are the top 5 artists of your time? Top 5 artists ever. Guys that you like to listen
to. Oh my God, this is not rapid fire. AJR, Bastille, Adekunle Gold. Falz has been annoying me lately, but he should be on there.
I don't get it.
I don't like his new music. I don't know why. I like his older stuff.
What has he done?
His older stuff. I feel like his older stuff had more like content. Like it's just now it's just more like vibes and cruise. But before it used to be like more content, like deep stuff. So I like that. Let's see, one more. I have to promote Nigerian music. So let's say I like Pato Rankin a lot recently. He's cool.
Abule. I hope you've listened to
That's a good song. I like Abule a lot. Yeah, I have like just 3 songs that I really like, and I found out that he was on all 3 of them. So I was like, oh, maybe I just like Pato Rankin.
That's the guy. It's really nice. Really nice. Yeah. The toughest moments you faced so far in the United States. What has really touched you and you're like, am I really here for this? Should I not just go back to Nigeria or something?
Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, I'm still here, so I hope I haven't had that moment yet. Well, let me think. A really tough moment. Oh, wow. I don't know. I tend to block all the things out. If it's too tough, I'm just like, I don't want to think about it. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I've had one. I can't come up with any.
Oh, okay. No problem. I'll come back to you personally later. All right, final one.
In camera.
Yeah. What would you like to see change in the Nigerian basketball scene?
Oh, I mean, I'm a big pusher for like better administration, period, because I think it's like top down, but also down up. It's like, and like in everything, like let's be honest, like from whether it's the government or like basketball specifically. I mean, I think a better administration is someone that's like that realizes that their job's actually service to the people and not like just steal from them. That would be great. So if we can find an administration that does that, but also beyond that, I think like as much as it's top down, it's also down up. And I was telling someone, and don't mean to diverge, but I was telling someone about government as well. Like we always talk about, oh, the president's terrible, but it's like, what's your local government person doing? Like, what's your senator doing? Like, those people that are getting the federal funding and using it for their own personal benefits potentially. Maybe not all of them. But like, it's as much as it's top down, it's also down up as well. So like each program, like instilling the kind of like discipline you want, but also like figuring out a way to build basketball in Nigeria to such a point where people don't feel the need to like actually go somewhere else to find success, or I have to like work hard so I can travel overseas. Yeah. And it's always a weird thing for someone in the US to say that, because people are always like, you just don't want them to go like have a good life. But it's like, no, like there's no way that's gonna be like home. You can travel, you can leave, but it's just not the same as being at home. And if you can find a way to get Nigerian basketball to a point where people can feel like they can be successful and make a living right there without having to move countries and like to basically shift their whole lives, that would be great.
Yeah, great. We all pray for that. I don't think it's happening anytime soon. We still have issues with their life.
Fair. That's totally fair. And that's why the rest of us that are maybe like that are moving have to figure out a way like if we're able to find some success, being able to translate that back home and kind of like grow, even if it's our little corner. So like my little court in Abelka where I used to practice, do have something there, beat that up. And I mean, it's just like little drops make an ocean, right? Every little drops here and there, we should be able to.
Sure. Thank you for being a part of this, man. I really appreciate you. And I must say again, you're looking gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, give us this.
Like the heck with. I'm just kidding.
Thank you so much, Onome. I really appreciate it. And that's a wrap for another episode of the show. Thank you for being a part of it as always. Do subscribe to the channel, like and comment, and tell us how you feel about this. You can follow us on any of our social media platforms. It's going to be in the description down below. Till next time, people, stay safe, stay frosty, flat out.